Hello, I'm George van Driem from the University of Bern, and I'm a member of this largely Estonian or Estonian-based or Estonian-affiliated team of geneticists and ethnolinguists who have researched the prehistory, the molecular prehistory and lineages of the Gondi tribes in India. Ethnographers and linguists in the past have advanced theories, in fact many different theories, but it is very interesting because some of these theories, especially those that were advanced by the most knowledgeable scholars of the 18th and 19th century, based on somatological studies, old-fashioned somatological studies, old-fashioned physical anthropology, as well as ethnography, the material and immaterial culture, and studies of the languages and the linguistic affinities of language communities, came up with theories of the past. One of these was the theory of Robert von Heine-Geldern, proposed in 1907 in Vienna, and it seems that this is the theory that we are now corroborating with our molecular findings. Robert von Heine-Geldern pointed out that these language communities, these Gondi language communities in East Central India, speaking various languages such as Gondi, Konda, Kui, Kuvi, Manda, Bengo, and other related dialect groups, are all speakers of Dravidian languages and constitute a separate group within the Dravidian family, most closely affiliated with Telugu, strangely, because they are physically, culturally, and in every other respect quite distinct from the larger Telugu speaking language community, which is actually the most populous language community in the Dravidian area. Dravidian is one of the four major language families of India, and India also has a number of language isolates and language families that are only marginally represented on the fringes of the Indian subcontinent. But Dravidian is also on a global scale a very large family with over 300 million speakers of Dravidian languages. This branch is special, and what Robert von Heine-Geldern thought was that these Dravidian-speaking Gondi tribes represented a local Urbevölkerung, a primordial relict population group that had been living in this area before the advent of these language families. He also believed that the Munda language families, which are living interspersed with these people and also slightly to the north of these tribes, were also parts of this primordial population that had been linguistically assimilated, in the case of the Munda peoples, by Austroasiatic intrusive people. And of course, we know on the basis of the article Chaubey 2010, Chaubey et al. 2010, that that we have molecular evidence that the Y chromosomal lineage of the bearers of this Austroasiatic language family intruded into what is now the Munda speaking area and brought their language and their paternal lineages, but that the population itself, just like the Gondi tribal populations, represent largely a primordial local indigenous population, which Robert von Heine-Geldern called an Urbevölkerung. It's actually quite remarkable when today teams of population geneticists sequencing the genome find molecular corroboration of theories, not all theories because there were very highly divergent theories, but specific theories advanced by very prominent and interesting scholars such as Robert von Heine-Geldern in Vienna, and supported by other ethnographers and linguists such as Christoph von Führer-Heimendorf and Grigson, who also believed that they found evidence for this theory. Another such case, also a largely Estonian-based team, Rootsi et al. 2007 discovered, of course, what had been described and modeled in the ethnographic literature of the 19th century and 20th century, this large counterclockwise sweep across Eurasia, the eastern seaboard of Eurasia, and then through the polar regions all the way to Lapland, corresponding with the spread of certain lineages, particularly paternal lineages of the haplogroup Y, that seem to be occur in high frequency and correlated with the language communities that are members of the linguistic phylum that Michael Fortescue now has labeled Uralo-Siberian, and for which linguistic evidence is available. And this is remarkable that although the correlations are in principle only concerning part of the genome, this is interesting that we get this highly differentiated view of the past from different disciplines.
In this study, we have analyzed and compared the genome-wide data coming from the largest Indian tribal population called Gonds. The Gonds are mainly concentrated to the central part of India. Linguistically, they are branched off from Dravidian language family and belong to the Central Dravidian branch. Their most recent linguistic common branch is Telugu. By compiling several published datasets, we have analyzed and compared nearly 95,000 autosomal SNPs from 1,100 samples belonging to several worldwide populations. In our case, Gonds samples were coming from 4 distinct locations. We first made a principal component analysis where Gonds were assembled between Indo-European Dravidian Klein and Austroasiatic populations. A closer population-wise look placed Gond 2 in North Munda cluster, whereas Gond 3 and 4 clustered together. The admixture analysis with 9 ancestral components showed the ancestry component of Gonds more similar with Munda rather than their linguistic neighbor Telugus. The haplotype-based analysis fine structure followed the same pattern observed in admixture. The outgroup F3 test for all Gond groups were consistent with a high level of allele sharing with Munda speakers. A two-dimensional plot of Dravidian alleles versus Austroasiatic allele inclined Gond towards Austroasiatic side. The D-statistics analysis showed that the Munda speakers were the top 10 populations showing closest affinity with the Gonds. The gene flow between Gond and Munda groups were significantly higher when compared with the Telugu speakers, whereas gene flow between North and South Munda were significantly higher when we compared them with the Gonds. The tree mix analysis supported our previous observation and also showed additionally that the demographic history of this region is quite complex.